Ladies and gentlemen, we just got a brand new trailer for The Batman. Of course, we got our first two trailers at DC Fandom, and now we have our third official trailer for this movie, which just came out of nowhere. It was literally just like, it just popped up. And for some reason, like, it wasn't even public on, like, the official Warner Brothers channel and all that stuff. So it was kind of a weird release, and again, just came out of nowhere. But I'm still excited for it because this trailer is called The Bat and the Cat, and wow, it reveals a lot. Like, I love the first two trailers, and honestly, if they didn't give us a third trailer, that'd be fine. I don't think we even needed a third trailer, but they give it to us, and they give it to us hard, because like, there's a lot here. Like, they reveal a lot in this trailer, almost too much, but at the same time, I still love it. Like, I'm still so excited for this movie. March cannot come soon enough. The Batman is coming. Guys, we're gonna go and break down this trailer because, again, there is a lot going on here. There are a lot of reveals and a lot that we can kind of start to piece together about this mystery in this movie, because that's really what this film is going to be at its core, is like a psychological detective murder mystery type story. And I really like that, because Batman, he's always called the world's greatest detective, but you've never really seen that represented in past live action films. So now to see that brought to life in this movie is something I'm really excited to see. So anyway, you can of course let me know your own thoughts on the trailer in the comments below, and without further ado, let's jump into this. So we start off the trailer with a bit of a montage of course, the Batmobile car chase fight scene, with, of course, chasing Colin Farrell's Oswald Cobblepot, aka the Penguin, and so you just get some great action shots of this. We got some great looks at this scene during the second trailer, but meanwhile you also have Bruce talking to this woman at the funeral, which I don't remember whose funeral. Is it maybe the mayor's funeral? I feel like it might be the mayor's funeral, but this is like one of the rare occasions where Bruce Wayne actually goes out in public, because since he's Batman, he's kind of in this movie put the focus of his life onto Batman and kind of forgotten how to be Bruce Wayne. So you see, this is one of those rare occasions that he actually leaves his Batcave and goes out into the public world of Gotham City, and you have this woman here who is telling him, like, I've been trying to get in contact with you, and your people keep saying you're unavailable, and you could be doing more though. And as far as I can tell, you're not doing anything. And of course, at the same time, of course, again, it's showing the montage of that car chase, which of course, just goes to show you that he's doing a lot more than they think he is. But is he going about it the right way? So then it flashes up the Warner Brothers logo, DC. I love just the style of like the red and black, like almost noir style of this. And then we're introduced to the Riddler, Edward Nashton in this movie. Of course, changed from the comics where it's Edward Nygma. In this movie, it's Edward Nashton. And so basically what we're introduced to here is that the Riddler is trying to reach you. He's trying to reach the Batman because for some reason this is personal. We know he's trying to unmask the truth about the city and its corruption, and we just get some great images here. Like this one right here just looks so cool. Again, just tapping into that mystery element of this film, trying to piece the clues together. It just says a real change, and like, who knows what that means, but I'm definitely excited to find out. And again, Alfred is just telling him, like, this Riddler guy, he's been trying to reach you. And then you see that he actually does reach him, because the Batman gets a call from the Riddler. Of course, no caller ID because it's anonymous. And then you've got that Riddler logo right there, which of course is a mixture of the comics Riddler logo with, of course, the question mark, and also the real life Zodiac Killer logo as well, with like the cross things on all four sides of it. And then you have actually the Riddler basically on FaceTime with the Batman, which I think is kind of hilarious, like the Batman on FaceTime with the Riddler. But yeah, that's a thing. And yeah, he just says, I've been trying to reach you because you are connected to this more than you think you are. And then you just get some great images of those different clues that have been left for the Batman, of course, all saying for the Batman. I love this almost kind of childlike writing on all of this stuff. No more lies. And then of course this one, which we got introduced to in the second trailer, where it's just a whole bunch going on here. This I do not think is something that the Riddler created for the Batman, but actually something that Bruce created himself to try and help himself figure out what's going on here and solve the mystery of the Riddler. Because you can see, of course, as the Riddler logo in the middle, but at the top it says the sins of my father. And that's one of the biggest theories I have for this film, which this trailer really kind of highlights and even kind of gives more evidence towards, that Bruce's parents, specifically his father, Thomas Wayne, is connected to this corruption in Gotham City and may even be one of the people that's partially behind whatever Edward Nashton, the Riddler, has against Gotham City and its corruption. Because, again, you get this other stuff going on here like Savage, No More Lies, Coulson. Those are both people we know that the Riddler is going to kill in this movie. If you look upside down, it says Mitchell, and renewal is a lie. So just all these crazy mixed messages and basically victims of the Riddler, and Bruce is just kind of trying to piece all this together, figure out what's going on here. And for some reason he's not wearing a shirt. I don't know why, but it's Robert Pattinson, so you got to get the teen girls obsessed with this movie as well. But then we're really introduced to the main concept of this trailer, the Bat and the Cat, where we have Selina Kyle, Catwoman, and I just love this. I love what we're seeing from this relationship in this trailer, because in the comics she's been both a hero and a villain to Batman, sometimes an anti-hero, sometimes an ally, and you get to see kind of both sides of that in this trailer, because you see there's one part where they're fighting each other and then other parts where they're actually teaming up. And I love how he sees the cats on the ground and he says like, oh, you like cats? And she's like, yeah, I have a thing about strays, of course, because she's Catwoman, so that's pretty cool there. And then again, this is a great shot of them fighting, almost in kind of like a flirtatious, playful way, because that's kind of what the relationship is like. Of course, there's a bit of romantic flair to their chemistry, which I'm liking seeing here, because the Bat and the Cat. And then the Riddler, you can see he's got like a sniper, like some sort of crazy weapon gun like that, of course, with his crazy green Riddler outfit. And then this is one of my favorite parts of this trailer, because you have the Batman, he has a black light. Yeah, it's called a black light. And then he's looking at this. You can see the Riddler logo on the ground, and then you can see like the purple specks around that, and that there's like certain things that you can only see with black light. So I think that's a really cool element they're bringing into this, again, with the whole mystery detective side of this story. And then you have Riddler again just saying that he wants to unmask the truth about this city. And just a great shot right here. The cinematography on this film is just off the charts. Like, it is insane. And then we play over the scene that we saw in trailer 2, where Riddler is arrested. But as we know, that's most likely all part of his plan. And Riddler keeps telling Bruce, like, you're connected to this, you're a part of this. And Bruce, you can see Batman is just watching from afar outside the diner where Edward Nashton is being arrested. And he's just watching as it happens, because of course the GCPD are the ones that are arresting him. And then it shows this, again, his little coffee mug with the Riddler logo inside of it. And Riddler has his voiceover saying, "You're really not as smart as I thought you were, Bruce Wayne." So this is a big reveal in this trailer, which I feel like we already knew, but if we didn't, it makes a lot of sense, especially given the theories that, that's kind of one of the reasons that Riddler is so obsessed with going after the Batman specifically, because he has a personal vendetta about the corruption, most likely due to Bruce Wayne's father, Thomas Wayne, and possibly his mother as well. But yeah, this is definitely a big reveal in this trailer, but it makes a lot of sense. And thinking back, I don't think there has been, at least just off the top of my mind, I don't think there's been any Batman movies, at least where the villain starts off already knowing that Bruce Wayne is Batman. I mean, if they do find out about it, it's like later on in the movie. But yeah, it's just so interesting. You get this great shot of a team up between Batman and Commissioner Jim Gordon. So, well, he's actually not commissioner in this movie yet. But then you have another message from the Riddler. I can't tell what the first word says, but it says "it all began." So I have no idea what that first word is. It looks like an NHED. So I don't know what that means. If you can figure out what it says, then let me know in the comments below. And then Bruce again, where he's actually confronting Alfred in this moment, saying, "All these years you lied to me." And Alfred says something about like, we all have our scars, and through you're still a Wayne, which of course is then connecting again back to that theory that I have, that the Waynes are responsible for this corruption in Gotham City. Maybe Alfred knew about that, and this is going to be a big revelation for Bruce in this movie about the true corruption and darkness behind the history of the Waynes in Gotham City. And then another interesting part that we kind of already knew was going to be an element of this movie is where you have the GCPD officers. Obviously, we know Jim Gordon is on the side of the Batman, but then you have another GCPD officer here saying he's involved in this, like he's a vigilante, and like the GCPD is very much against the Batman, except for Jim Gordon. He's the only one that really sees how Batman is trying to help the city. But again, you just get those great elements of the corruption within the GCPD as well, which we know is going to be explored in the spin-off series Gotham Central. And then again, playing up the romantic elements between Bruce and Selina. Here's a great shot of the Batman suit. And then I love this part here where he says, "Selina, don't throw your life away." And then you get some more great shots there. And then just the perfect line of where she says, "Don't worry, I've got 9." Because of course, that's a whole thing. Cats have 9 lives because she's Catwoman. That was just like such a good line. I loved seeing that in the trailer. And then there's a great look at her Catwoman outfit. I'm not sure if we're gonna get a more comics accurate look for Catwoman in this movie. Maybe in a sequel or something like that. But for now, it is a more realistic design for the character with like kind of like the cat burglar ski mask type outfit and the motorcycle outfit. I'm liking it. I think it's pretty cool. Another nice shot of those two together. The Riddler. Here's another victim of him. Again, crashing the funeral as we saw in the previous 2 trailers. And this is where we have another voiceover, which I think is really interesting, from the Riddler, with actually one of his clues, where he says, "It can be cruel, poetic, or blind, but when it's denied, it's violence you may find." And then after this is where we have a great shot of Bruce looking up into the sky and seeing the bat signal and saying, "Justice. The answer's justice." And when I first watched the trailer, it didn't make any sense to me. I thought he was just saying justice because, that's a cool Batman thing to say. But when you actually put it together, it makes a whole lot of sense. That clue that the Riddler just left, the answer to it is justice. Because justice can be cruel justice, poetic justice, and blind justice. But when it's denied, when there is no justice, it's violence that you may find. And that is just so, I love that. I absolutely love that, especially when you actually realize the correlation there. I think that's so cool and it makes so much sense. Also, I'm kind of just proud of myself for, putting that together. But yeah, it's so cool. That's such a cool riddle. And then another interesting part here is we get to see Selina in one of her disguises, wearing one of her wigs that we've seen in multiple other trailers. But Bruce is also in this same area, the same place, also with like the black around his eyes and a hood over his head. So we know they're working together in other ways, not just as Batman and Catwoman, meaning that most likely she knows that he is Bruce Wayne. This shot is just amazing. I love that shot. And then another great shot of the Batman to end off the trailer, only in theaters March 4th, 2022. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, the final trailer. Actually, we don't know if it's the final trailer, but at least the 3rd trailer for the Batman. The movie comes out in March. I'm so excited for this. This is one of my most anticipated movies of 2022. It is going to be amazing. This really has the potential to be the best Batman movie, and I'm so excited to see it. But guys, what do you think about this brand new trailer, The Bat and the Cat, for the Batman? Let me know all your thoughts, theories, and predictions in the comments below. And thanks so much for watching. Please drop a like if you enjoyed this video, and hit that subscribe button so I can keep you up to date on everything that goes on in the DC life.